everybody. Today I'm going to be removing some nasty old wax that I have been letting build and applying layer upon layer for the past half a year over the winter here on my sleepwalker. And I'm going to be applying some nice new fresh wax and showing you how to do that and bringing you guys along for the ride. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, to remove the old wax, we are going to need to apply some heat. And I would suggest using your wife's hair dryer. Although, I highly recommend that you wait till she's at work or visiting a friend. And be sure to keep an eye on the clock so that she doesn't come home without you returning it. Just to avoid any nasty conversations or at the least the stink eye. And for you women out there, it's exactly the same procedure. Make sure that your husband is at work before you borrow his hairdryer to remove your wax. Just personal advice, friendly advice. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. Now, when using the hairdryer to warm the old wax off with, you're going to need something to scrape it off with. Personally, I like to use my old bank debit card here because I have no money in that anyways, so that one works for me. However, you can also use a library card. I think that reading and education is highly overrated anyways, so why not use your library card if that's available for you? By the way, this is also an excellent technique if you want to remove any of your earwax. Now, as you can see, I've removed most of the wax off of the board. And when you're doing this, be sure to, apply enough heat to soften the wax, but not too much heat that you're going to do any damage to the board, all right? Now, a lot of people, they recommend you leave it out in the sunshine and for 15 or 20 minutes just to get it really nice and warm and soft. But I live in Denmark. This is the winter. We don't have sunshine. That's I don't know what that is. Anyways, so applying the heat is a very good thing. Now you can see all this gook old wax here. I mean, look at it. It's just big clump of wax. Now you can actually recycle this, but we're not going to be doing that today. So what we're going to do now is try and remove the remainder of the wax residue off of the board. And usually, I just use a little bit of dish soap because that's got some good oil removing things in it. But I'm going to try something different today. And what I'm going to be trying is actually, there's a suggestion that you actually add some flour and just sort of sprinkle the flour dusted across the board here, and then remove it with a paper towel afterwards. So we're going to be giving that a try and see how that goes. Of course, I'm using organic flour and gluten-free. You got to be careful of gut. You don't want to have any kind of, inflammation going on in your gut. Be careful out there. So same thing goes with the board. We're going to be using the organic flour and see how it goes. Let's go. Let's get started.
Several minutes later.
Wow, this is looking great. I mean, I'm just in awe about how well the flour has been able to pick off all the residue and all the wax. So it's like I have the gloss finish that I had when the board was brand new. It's just so beautiful looking at this board. I almost don't even want to give it wax again. It's just so beautiful. But it will demand a little bit of elbow grease. And, it's just a little bit of work and time and patience, meticulously, just sort of slowly in small circles, sort of like wax on, wax off. I wonder if my karate skills are going to improve now. Hi-ya! I don't know, but just a long process of slowly just removing the wax and taking your time. it's almost like, you know, therapeutic. Well, like maybe like gardening, I don't know. But either way, it's looking beautiful. So pleased with the flower here. So let's keep going. All right, so I'm so impressed with this. I'm actually going to give the bottom a go as well. And you know, the gloss is so shiny and so smooth. I'm thinking, my theory is that, you know, if I do the bottom, even though there's no wax on the bottom, I might actually be able to glide a little bit smoother over the water and catch a few more waves. That's the theory. Either way, it will look fantastic. So give it a quick go on the bottom as well before we put the wax on the top. All right, so that is looking sharp, and I don't know if it's going to make the board go a little smoother, the high gloss bottom, but I'm going to say it definitely makes the board look a lot sharper, and the board deserves it. I mean, I've been riding this for a year, and I have really not done a lot to maintain it, so a nice removing of the wax and the filament on the bottom of the board and all this sort of dirt and grind and what have you. So looking sharp. Now it's just a matter of applying some wax, and we're going to be using a base coat. And like, I'm surfing in the North Sea, and it's in the winter, so it's cold. The water temperatures are quite cold. So I'm going to be using a base coat, which is a really hard wax. It's a tropical wax. It says here that it's for 26 degrees Celsius or above, but the waters I'm surfing are not 26 degrees, probably around 3 or 4 degrees at best. But I'm going to be applying this base coat first, and then I'm going to be applying a softer wax afterwards that's going to be more suitable for the cold, the extreme cold water I'll be surfing in. So let's get started applying this base coat first. Wow. Oh, I love the smell of this wax here. All right. You know what? Before we apply any more wax, it just looks so beautiful. I want to give it a hug. Whew. All right. Now you're ready. So I'm applying the wax diagonally across the board, around 45 degrees angles here. It is a hard wax, this base coat, so it's really got to apply some pressure. Give it a really good thick layer. So now that we've applied the wax in the one direction, we gotta go crisscross. Crisscross will get you. Yeah, yeah, the Daddy Mac will get you. We gotta go crisscross and give it a coat in the opposite direction as well, so that we can give it a little bit of more traction. So now that I've got a base coat going in both directions, crisscross, I'm gonna do circular motion to try and smother it in and get it really stuck to the surface of the board. All right, so now we have our really soft wax, and it is for extra cold temperatures, 14 degrees Celsius and below, and we are very much below that at the moment in the North Sea. So, yeah. All right. Again, I'm going to repeat the same crisscross pattern and then give it a nice circular smothering in, and it should start beating and really looking good and grabbing good grip on the board. So let's give it a go. All right, let's give it the circular motion and finish it off. All right, well, there you have it. That's it. Using a hairdryer, a credit card with no money in the bank account, and a little bit of flour, was able to make my board look spick and span, brand new, and it looks amazing. I'm so looking forward to getting out in the water again next time and giving it a go, because now it is going to be performing so good. Oh no. Oh, what was I thinking? I think I just broke the cardinal rule of every sport. I have nothing to blame anymore. I can't blame my equipment. Now that my equipment's in perfect condition and looking so beautiful as it is, I guess I'm gonna have to lift my game up and, be able to improve my skills as a longboarder, because I can't blame my equipment anymore. All right, guys, so if you're enjoying these vlogs, please be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit notifications. No, hit it harder. And check out this vlog next, because I'm sure there's some tips in there that'll get you really moving great on your longboard. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys all next week.